The healing process is a very it's a very slow process, in terms of combat. My father was World War II, and I'm not sure he ever really resolved all that stuff. This is called the Damaged Bone series. It's a series that I started literally in about 1980. It's been kind of difficult. It's dealing with broken people, broken emotions, and the healing process. It started out specifically about one person, a man named Richard Harris. I ended up on an amputee ward for about a year, 11 and a half months. And I made friends with this guy who was an amputee, and he was in bed for many, many months. And they tried to save his leg, but they couldn't, so eventually they amputated it. We took a scuba class together. The military paid for it. It was sort of a way to get introduced back into kind of civilian life just before we got out of the military. And he got in the water with his full gear on, of course. It's got to be close to 50 pounds of stuff. And he got in the water and his whole demeanor changed. He became free. This is the first time he was totally mobile in a good year, prior to his amputation. It was quite remarkable to see him. He smiled. And I could see that it was a genuine smile. It was, the burden was lifted from him from that moment on, that I can tell. And we ended up going all over the West Coast, down through Mexico and Baja, scuba diving. And we became good friends. And so I started doing a series called Harris Femur 1H, which is kind of the way the military describes a jacket, let's say. It's a jacket field 1H. Kind of silly, but that's just the way it is. So eventually from Richard, it went to more generalized things about war memorial. So I did this wall piece of 50 pieces of these bones on the wall. And I had them shown in New York City at the New York Experimental Glass Workshop at the time. They're now called Urban Glass. Working with hot glass took my mind off of all of the issues that would ever come up. You're so focused on the piece. I mean, if you don't, you get hurt physically, you get burned. So you have to force yourself to focus, and then you think and design your piece. But glass is perfect for damaged bone series. You drop it, it breaks, that's the fragile part. You can glue it back together, that would be the healing part, but with my pieces some of them actually are broken. I've taken a hammer and hit them, and then I bandaged them back together. The development was quite slow, and I think because it was so psychologically difficult. I did have some dreams and stuff about combat when I first started doing this, but as I progressed slowly, I was able to sort of understand it and do it.